Racist Chud Emiru. Yesterday we made a video talking about how she's being put up on the spot to say, what are your political opinions? Say it now! Prove it! And oh my god, the drama's been happening. We talked about that. And guess what? She made a statement. I think she fucked up. I think she messed up. Why? Why are you putting oil on the fucking fire right now? Maybe she didn't mess up. Maybe there's a different thing happening. But TLDR, I'm employed. Can someone fill me on what this drama is? Gamer girl comments on copyright case against comic girl. Comic girl, no, this is also too much. What do you mean? You can't do this, right? This is basically getting into like you're like jumping into season 7 of a fucking anime that you have no understanding of, but you see drama happening of like what fucking happened. So TLDR, Emiru getting put on the spot because she won't make her opinions clear about ice. Her association with Tectone and Asmongold obviously doesn't help. There's an elephant in the room and people's like, Emiru, come on, say it. I know you're a fucking right-wing grifter, just like them, right? The people you hang out with, the people you won't talk about right now. I know you love ice. Just say it. Just fucking say it. And now she's saying it. Let's see what she said. Hello. It's very rare I will speak my mind, but I'd rather get my thoughts out there, so apologies if this is long. There's a clip from my stream that's been circulating a lot, so I'd like to explain this for anyone who was hurt or was shocked by it. So 2 mistakes. First mistake was ever even talking about that instance and getting clipped, right? Should have just ignored that and just played your fucking video games or cosplay, whatever, if you wanted to step outside, right? Second mistake, I think, is clarifying yourself. Because people have basically made up their mind. It doesn't matter what kind of statement you make, honestly. It's like fucked if you do, fucked if you don't. So if people would genuinely forget about this shit in a week or two and it would blow out. Like look at the Tectone stuff. You think anyone gives a fuck about that? Every day, every other day, it's fucking playing hot potato of who's in the hot seat, right? People forget. You want to explain yourself like this in such a verbose way. They don't give a fuck. They've already made up your mind, and now you kind of give more ammunition, but let's see if she handled it well. When the clip starts, I was responding to a mod asking a question. She got fucking clipped by her mod. Baited by the mod. Clipped by the random person. Yo, with mods like that, who needs fucking friends? Mods, or who needs ops? Mods asking a question that included the word ice. I'm not someone who normally comments on it or gives my opinions on serious real world topics, so it didn't really click to me that they were referring to the agents. Oh, you're gonna play dumb? Wait, what do you... What... Okay, all right. Okay, so ice cubes. We're talking about ice. You know, the physical property of water from no longer liquid state to solid state. Sure. You can see it in the clip when I say thoughts on ice. There's an instant cut afterwards that makes it seem like I'm responding directly to that question, which I'm not. So disingenuously clipped and edited. To clarify, since this has gotten a lot of people speculating about my real thoughts, it should go without saying no one deserves to live their life in fear of being killed or taken away from their homes or families, regardless of who's doing it, but especially not because of ICE or any other government agency. I understand the world is a very cruel and messed up place. You don't have to study politics or actively read the news to know that. I would never want to invalidate anyone who struggles with those things, and an agency like causing fear and suffering deserves zero support. She won't say ICE though. She won't say ICE though. She gonna say agency. It's just, you know what I mean? Not because of ICE or any other government. So, what are the odds that Asmongold helped her write this? My headcanon is after their 5th session of League of Legends at 3 in the morning after gaming all night, Emiru was like, Asmongold, I'm getting cooked. What should I say? It is what it is. What a day! What a day! I think he probably did. I think it's very logical that with such a close association with such a controversial topic, he probably did help her structuring it. And it's very smart phrasing here where you don't explicitly say it, but you say not because of ICE or any other government agency. Immediately you are now acknowledging ICE as law enforcement, right? That's a contention that a lot of left people that never want to admit. But also at the same time saying any people who does this kind of shit, you know, deserve zero sympathy. So, towing the line. All right, towing the line. I never made comments on stream about ICE in the first place. That was dishonest and intentionally maliciously clipped post. It's a very common thing that clip accounts do to streamers. This is also true. This is absolutely true, right? It doesn't matter if she's feigning ignorance. Many clippers will literally find places and stitch in different parts such that it comes off in such a disingenuous way. Happens to Pokemon a fucking lot, actually. And then people go viral with it. It gets spread, and basically it's misinformation, right? No one wants to know the truth. Everyone wants to simply believe in their own like thoughts, and if something is validating their thoughts, they'll go with it without doing due diligence, and that's how just hysteria spreads, and it's becoming more and more uncommon. But it should go without saying, no one should have to live in fear or suffer because of who they are or where they're from. This is something that's always been important to me. I just tend to try to focus my creative stuff around games and cosplay rather than try to take room in an environment already polluted by misinformation and hatred. Additionally, I thought I might as well bring this up now. It's a very traumatic and personal topic, so this is why, oh, wait. I will never be friends with anybody who abuses anyone, assaults people, or consumes content that enables the abuse of children. Interesting. So abuse of children, Lakari. Where's that picture of Emiru, Lakari, Tectone, Azik? Where's that one image? There it is! Wait. Let me try to find this one. I'm trying to find the one with every one of them in it. There's one where all four of them are in it. It's really funny. This is with recorded our first post. Recorded our first post. Where's fucking Baldy? Where's Tectone? Right there he is. There he is. So in talking about like abuse of children and stuff, probably Lakari, considering the notepad. And talking about the assaults people, right? What kind of assault we talking about? Abuse anyone, assault? We're probably talking about Tecto. Now, what about Asmongold though? Well, let's think about it like this. This is a very disingenuous way of placing it, but I think Emiru hasn't really thought about how this really sounds. Ice, I think, does assault people and abuse children. This is just facts. Now, what kind of people are they? Illegal immigrants? Some of them being criminal and actually instigating, some of them not. Children being spread, ripped apart from families. Like, I know that these are extremely a disingenuous way of viewing it, but if this falls in line with that line of thought, then it's a fucking triple kill right now. You know what I mean? I think she's specifically talking about Tectone and Lakari though, and not so much about the Roach King though. I think that's what it sounds to me. I've always been a creator who is friends or on good terms with basically everybody. Streamers in Texas and LA in all different bubbles. And this has unfortunately included some bad actors. A lot of people have questioned how these bad actors found their way into my circle, but it is certainly not because I'm okay with vile behavior, not abuse, not sexual assault, nor pedophilia. Tectone and Lakari, definitely. Tectone and Lakari absolutely being mentioned here. 100%. If you don't think so, I think you're ridiculous, right? Come on. Everybody has been... Basically, the whole fucking political, stance that people are asking her to even say is all coming from not people giving a fuck about her political ideology, but simply because of the association with these people. It's that simple, in my opinion. These guys did their best to hide their behavior not only from me, but from everyone around us as long as they possibly could. As serious allegations or evidence came out, I always immediately dropped them and vowed to never make content with them again. So you're never going to see a collab with Tectone ever again. I wonder what Tectone's going to say. Is Baldy streaming right now? Yo, Baldy. He is. Oh, he made a post about it, actually. They're trying to cancel Emiru. Buddy, you're the one getting fucking... I don't know. Apparently my mention gets mentioned here at some point in this stream. Anyways, I think this is a video from yesterday. Yeah, so I think this is in response to, obviously a post. But, your bald ass don't even fucking know you're being thrown under the bus right now, buddy. It's crazy, Brody. It's you being implied, right? Anyways, whatever. Basically, everyone in Austin did the same. These incidents, multiple of them, of course, were something the streamer community here talked about extensively and affected all of us a lot. I thought actions over words, never interacting with those people again and preventing them from being involved in the streamer community and activities, which a lot of Austin are hosted by me, would send a clear message that this type of shit wasn't welcome. Well, in the long term, Yes, absolutely. But like, again, people are going to put you on the spot, right? They want people to say, Emiru, disavow Lakari and Tectone right now, or you are guilt by association. That's what people want. So Emiru trying to move in silence, probably the best idea long term. But that's not how people work, right? That's not how the outraged witch hunting crowd wants. I suppose maybe that did not make how I felt clear. Well, hopefully this makes it more clear. Anyone who abuses people or children is not my friend, will never be again. Always has been that way and always will continue to be that way. I know this won't stop people from taking issues with me the way I do things. I don't expect to. I'm saying this because I know my community and friends are fatigued. That's pretty much it. I thank you for the time to read this. I will continue doing what I usually do. I just wanted to finally say something because the speculation and lies were getting out of control. It'll likely continue. Yeah, it will. People will now, say, why aren't you mentioning his name specifically? Oh my God, you're tiptoeing around things. But I hope putting my stance out there will help those who already feel unsupported, unsafe, like there's one less person trying to send hatred their way. I think that this statement is the best thing for content drama slop people like us, but probably really bad in terms of how, like, basically the people that hate her are going to continue to hate her. The people that said, oh my God, it's so fucking easy to just say fuck ICE. Why can't you just say that? Grown ass women pushing 30 don't even have an opinion about politics. Wow, if you don't care about politics, politics is going to get you. You're so privileged, it doesn't even matter, huh? They don't care. But all this did was kind of like vague post and imply that Tecton and Lakari are on the list of people getting cut off, right? But even then, she didn't specifically mention Tectone, even though it's heavily implied. Now the vague posting and other people are going to instigate off of that and cause even more drama and fallout. I wonder what Baldy will do, right? I wonder how Baldy will respond, because I think Baldy is basically still believing that like Emir is in his side and that like he is her like shining knight. If you don't remember from the Miskiff shit, apparently bro fucking went to Emiru's parents and said, I'm your daughter's boyfriend. I don't know how true that is. Miskiff could be making this shit up, but clearly there's jealousy. It's weird. Tectone, Asmongold, and Miskiff all fucking just tied down by Emiru. And you know what? It makes so much sense. How often does this shit happen? It doesn't matter how old people are, right? You have a group of men and you have one girl and everyone is trying to get her attention and the drama happens from it. I'm telling you, man, it should have been a no girls allowed club. It sounds very misogynistic, I know. But when you're dealing with a bunch of fucking cavemen Oonga Boonga chuds, having a no girls allowed rule probably would created less drama. They can't handle it. Let's see some of the responses. Oh, I can't wait, bro. I can't wait. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. You're friends with people who actively promote the opposite of basic human empathy, regularly for profit, so forgive if it rings hollow. Asmongold, right? This is directly to Asmongold. Asmongold famously just lacks any sort of empathy or sympathy for people and gets put in trouble because he goes for the pragmatic solution, but then basically that ends up really blown up, right? A lot of the things that Asmongold says is extremely ruthless. It's very optimal in terms of solving a problem, but often the way that he said it and presented it is so distasteful that many well-intentioned people will never even acknowledge the actual good solution because it's so unappealing. That's what I see with Asmongold's content. Evil Avengers type shit. Suicidal empathy and having empathy, very different. Yeah, well, Asmongold talks a lot about suicidal empathy, but there's also been a lot of times where even base empathy is missing. He himself has acknowledged that, right? We have empathy for the victims of illegal immigrants. That's why we support ICE, you fucking idiot. And then there's people like this that'll dishonestly kind of like basically incite even more hate between people by obtusely labeling everybody as just criminal illegal immigrants and that every American local citizens are getting fucked because of it. I think it's a lot more nuanced than that. A lot of people just want to stick to absolute still and kind of parrot this rather than have a genuine conversation with what's actually going on in the streets. I know it's stressful in the moments being dogpiled by thousands of people, but if you did nothing wrong, you don't need to speak about things you aren't comfortable speaking about. You do not, in fact, have to say the line. Just say, fuck the lies, fuck ICE. Who cares if you don't know what you're talking about is insane Lamau. This is mass psychosis rivaling 2020. These people are scribe bullies trying to socially ostracize you for not putting a black square on your Instagram or whatever the fuck your current thing is. New drama happens all the time. They would have moved in a few days if not worth capturing. Absolutely true. Shoe on head. Absolutely fucking true. People would have just forgotten about it. This, honestly, never explain yourself. right? There are times when it gets so fucking out of hand where you need to make things clear. But I don't think Emiru really was, but it's tricky, right? The situation, because of the fucking situation she's in and the people that she's worked with being such hot seats, it might really be a time to actually come out and say something definitively to kind of shut it down. It's really a tricky situation. I honestly don't know. But I agree that all the hate that you're seeing, I think, is absolutely from the most left part of the spectrum, where the virtue signaling, again, I talked about it last episode. I think that just like narcissism, well, a lot of people basically say self-love is good, but narcissism is like the most radical version of self-love. You're so indulgent that you see other people as NPCs. I think virtue signaling is the same thing, where people, it's probably coded in such a language that it is the most extreme end of trying to be a good person. When you are no longer trying to be a good person, but rather trying to harp on the aesthetics and the appeals, right, of those opinions, but in such an insidious and nasty way like this, when Emiru is getting dragged, this is probably the worst version of virtue signaling to ever happen. For the first time, me and Nicholas Light are actually on the same page of what the fuck virtue signaling actually is. I think it is that shit. Emiru can say, fuck ice for me. For one time, I think that would tie this up neatly. But here's the thing, right? Fuck ice. This is kind of the same thing of, remember, Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black people specifically getting targeted. George Floyd shit happening. And a lot of people got upset because it's like, well, what about white lives? What about all other lives? All lives matter, right? People kind of like take in these positions that are so coded in identity politics, and they want to bait you. So the whole fuck ICE thing, listen, I think a lot of people can agree. What they're doing is deplorable. I think they're very unprofessional, untrained. Not all of them, but the shit that we've seen, the shit that the Preddy execution, that's fucking insane to me. I think a lot of them are trigger happy. A lot of them are buying into, you know, being like these fucking, what's it called? Not the Avengers, right? Some fucking, I don't even know if Suicide Squad's the right answer. But I think a lot of them are taking on these roles because they want their moment of glory rather than actually wanting like safety on the streets. I think a lot of them use their position of power in a very disingenuous way and really basically bait such that the other side opens up for any cause of self-defense to start shooting. I think a lot of the protesters too are baiting to see, come on, shoot me, right? Both sides are basically trying to be playing chicken of like, come on, who's gonna fuck up first? Give me a reason to do something, right? And catch you. That's what they're all fucking doing in the streets, right? But the whole fuck ICE thing, it's a very absolute stance that completely ignores the nuances, and all this will do will further divide people. And it's just bad. It clearly, like, this is not an actual genuine conversation. If everything she's already said basically disavows the negative portions of ICE, and all you want is the general obtuse statement of fuck ICE, again, it is such a reductive and pointless thing to do, where you're parading around virtue signaling because you want to act as if you're morally and justly better than the others online, when people will forget about this shit in 2 weeks. Girls, we've seen the full clip. You lied, and that's that. The whole ICE thing about like, oh, I'm talking about ice cubes. Apologizing, and I hate this guy. I genuinely hate this guy so fucking much. It pisses me off that he's Korean. Every other fucking, I swear to God, he's never even watched Freerun. Every other fucking day, bro is LARPing like a fucking white supremacist using Freerun, calling minorities demons in the most disingenuous possible. I fucking hate it. It is so fucking trash. But again, let's remove the baggage associated with this guy and read the ideas presented. What if someone else actually said these words? Apologizing when you did nothing wrong was a mistake. Look at the replies to your post. The outraged mob will not be satisfied with your apology and will continue to devour you as they make you bend the knee over and over again. This is true, just like this person here. Come on, just say fuck ICE, right? Just say it. Also, if you say you hate the abuse of children, you should support ICE. ICE arrests tens of thousands of child traffickers and child sex offenders every year. And you know what? This statement, statistically, how many of those like illegal immigrants are actually like criminals that engage in child trafficking and child sex offenders? Theoretically, it could be true. I don't know the numbers. I think a lot of people also say that because ICE is separating families of parents and children, that's like abusing children too. Didn't Trump say children and the parents will simply be deported together? I don't fucking know, man. But there is absolutely truth in here in the way that in this specific situation, you keep explaining yourself. The other side, nope. They want you to specifically say fuck ICE. Keep saying it. Keep demanding it. That's what's going to happen. Intentionally not mentioning your relationship to Asmongold, interesting. I mean, I think everyone knows. Come on. They be fucking playing League of Legends at night all night. I honestly ship them together. It's so cute. And it's also, I think, proof that money, fame, prestige doesn't matter. Mizkif had Emiru. Mizkif is a rich person. I think he's better looking than Asmongold in like a conventional way. It doesn't matter. It's about a genuine human connection, and that can't be bought. That can't be simulated. It's an honest human to human thing. So all the people dooming about the fucking Kaide and like what's it called? I made a post the other day, right? I made a post about this shit right here. It's so true. You guys think that like hitting the gym and getting jacked and being rich and no, Asmongold is a fucking decaying roach balding dude. He's literally like in the fucking swamps. It turns out there's a genuine human connection between him and Emiru, and now they're fucking gaming all night together going tee-hee, and it's all cute and shit, right? So stop like going on like, oh my god, we need to do all that shit. It doesn't matter, bro. You can't fake a genuine human connection. Anyways, this is weird. Like, I'm sure the people who demanded her political opinions will totally leave her alone now. I'm sure they'll be completely normal about this. No, they want her to be more specific. Specifically mention the people that you're vague posting about. Specifically say it. This is the full clip you claim was maliciously clipped, and yet nowhere was it maliciously edited or cut as you claim. Saying, you know what, I do think that like the whole Ice Cube thing is a bit silly. Like, I don't know, man. It's weird that she needs to kind of make an excuse and say, like, when you say ice, what do you think is really going on? Are we really talking about ice cubes? While it is appreciated that you are taking a stand and clarifying this clip, you do continue to be vague about how deep your associations with Asmon are, who has been very clear about how he feels about the current political climate and had made hypocritical statements regarding discussing politics on stream. The general public is not obligated to any sort of statement from you, but there is a level of responsibility you have as a public figure, and people want a clarity when it comes to who they support. This also is so like, I like this one better though. This is definitely less like obtuse and is being more genuine. But at the same time, this statement is so weird because now that's saying that the audience is too retarded to figure out who they want to watch. I hate this. I hate this like framework of a world where content creators needs to fucking explain everything so that the audience knows, is this person okay to watch? Can I watch this person? Again, it is a constant fucking morality and purity test of people that can't critically make their own fucking minds up. They have no judgment. They have no rational thinking skills. And you take away the intelligence from the audience for the sake of these optics and aesthetics of virtue signaling online, saying, come on, clarify your statement. No. This is a bait in disguise. This is absolutely a bait in disguise, using the whims of the audience, saying the audience is entitled to your, explanation. No, the audience can simply stop fucking watching if they don't want to. And if it got so fucking bad that all the people left, maybe Emiru would actually say something, to have somebody constantly say, I'm cool with this person, I'm not cool with this person, these are the things I believe in. It's ridiculous. It's insane. That is not a practical world to live in. The statement comes off more as damage control rather than sincerity thought of her post. Of course it's fucking damage control because random fucking clippers and people like you are baiting her over and over again, and people are running off with the misinformation, especially considering your initial reaction on stream. This post still continues to protect the people who you are associated with it while appearing to please the masses who got upset with your original stance. Again, you have zero obligation to people but please the public, but this apology just seems very half-assed. I think she kept it vague enough, but got it specific enough, and it's enough. If she responds again and it's lists fucking names, I honestly kind of want her to do it. I think that'd be more content for us, but bad plan. Shit will literally die off. Who gives a fuck? Move on. I hope you decided to educate yourself on what's happening in this country, especially since you appear to have the privileges of not experiencing any of it yourself on a personal level. So fucking condescending, so fucking pretentious, just acting then holier than thou. Oh my god, you are the and she is privileged. Emiru absolutely is privileged, and she has all these different things that she'll never have to experience, right? Compared to other people that are less fortunate in America, especially of those getting attacked by ICE, right? But again, this moral posturing, people will never be happy with it. It will be a never ending of Come on, you need to be more specific. You need to be more specific. And it'll never be more specific. And by then, you might even be just saying shit that you don't even fucking believe in to appease a crowd of people that don't even like you. So what's the fucking point? Just move on. The worst thing you can ever do is to get fucking... Oh, thank you. Oh, Tecton's greatest soldier is here. Great post. But the insane leftists are going to keep coming after you no matter what. Why? Because they don't care about the facts or reality situations. They just want to destroy. And you know what? It's crazy. But I agree with Tecton's greatest soldier here. This is a very good case of specifically the left attacking Emiru on the issues of ICE. And it makes sense. Because I think right-leaning people are more pro-Vice. They're more positive towards the law enforcement and what's happening in the country, right? They're more positive towards Trump's policies, and they feel the pressure of all this like loose border control, and they're fine with it, right? And all the left fucking despises that shit. Don't even consider ICE as law enforcement, and will basically just go on emotional appeals, right? And I'm trying to come in this with some mental clarity and just like an objective, like pragmatic solution. All this does at the end of the day is reveal that like you will succumb to pressure. I think this is good enough. I think this is actually good enough to leave it here. 7.5 million views is crazy. In a situation, again, I think that many people should just move in silence. Never explain yourself and simply just deliver results. The more that you have to explain yourself, the more weakened your position is, and it sounds like you're making excuses. This, I think, is good enough. The optimal solution should have been proactive. Never even talk about the ICE stuff, fully aware of their positioning in your basically alignment with people like Asmongold. Your interactions with other people like Tectone, Asmongold, Lakari put you in such a bad situation. To slip up and even talk something about ICE is obviously going to put you as an easy target. So she fucked up there. And then clips started to get out of control. So to suppress that by giving a formal statement, you know what? Maybe it is a good solution. But that's it. Move on, right? If she answers one more time, just bends the knee to any of these baits, and has to specifically talk about Asmongold or Tectone or Lakari, I think that's when shit really gets fucked up. But to be honest, I really want it to happen, because that just means another video for us.